Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Yes. You have just stepped into the world of chaos, where everybody goes hard. Come on. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Or go home. Never back down. You gotta hold your own. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard. East Coast. Go hard. West Coast. Go hard. Midwest. Go hard. Dirty. Hurry up, everybody. Get online. Buy your tickets, cause the game about to start.
Can you hear me clearly?
What's up, fam?
How you doing? Appreciate you for
I'm
having me.
I'm good. You sound a little low over there.
Huh?
Let me hear you some more. Say something so I can hear you.
You can hear me clearly?
A little bit.
All right, hold on.
Make sure my volume and everything is up.
Can you hear me now? Or still a little
Yeah. People probably was calling you right before you went on, so that's probably what happened.
Oh, okay.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just out here in Cali living, taking care of my family, things like that. Just chilling right now.
Okay. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Facts. Hold on for 1 sec. Let me get this screen. There we go. You see me
Okay.
clear? You good?
No, I'm good over here. I'm good. I can see. I'm good.
Good. I'm like red as shit over here, but it's okay. All right, so I've been needing to get out Staten Island for a long time, man, for sure. I've been out to all the boroughs. I was telling Red Trick this. I need to make y'all presence felt on this platform. You know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all have some ballers out there, starting with you guys and all the brothers that you got over there. You know, y'all been putting down a lot of work, like the Marbury family out here in Coney Island. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, yeah. We trying. We trying to rep the borough as best as we can. We definitely.
Y'all going to get one, trust me. Y'all going to get one, trust me. It's going to happen. And when it happens, I want to be there to celebrate with y'all, brother. Trust me.
Nah, we appreciate that. We appreciate all the love, bro.
No doubt. So, who introduced you to the game, brother?
I got to say that started with my uncles and my pops. Our uncles is a big time basketball family out there as well, the Jenkins family. My uncle Omar Jenkins, my uncle Ricky Jenkins, and my uncle Michael Jenkins. Those are my mother's 3 brothers. So basically once I was born, I was the firstborn, Uncle Omar kind of basically put the basketball in my hands, you feel me? He went to Curtis High School as well. The whole family went to Curtis. So, I was inspired by all 3 of my uncles. I would say my brothers would say the same thing as well. Like, they heavily influenced us to play the game. And that's basically where we got number 12 is from as well. Not just me, but all my brothers, you feel me? All our uncles wore number 12. Our grandfather wore number 12. We got a cousin, Terrell Martin. He wore number 12 as well at Winthrop. So that number is not just a number, that number is like a family tradition. It means everything. So we try to represent it, as best as we can. But my uncles and my pops, I say those are the most heavily influences, that got me started playing the game and things like that.
But that's that Trinity number, fam. It's 12, but it's 3, right?
Well,
so when I looked at that, I don't think people looked at it. I don't think y'all looked at it that deep. When I looked at it and I saw there was a trend of people, you guys wearing 12, I looked back to my school where all the Marburys wore 3.
Yeah. So, it's a good thing, to just carry on the number, how they did, they all wore 3, we all wore 12. And, I got a son now. Hassan has a daughter. I also have a daughter as well. So hopefully, they'll carry on the tradition for the next generation, want to wear 12 as well.
That's real. So, now that we got that, you are the older brother, and it all starts with you. I'm glad I got you, fam. I'm glad we started the interview with you.
I appreciate that.
And then we can filter down from there, for sure. Now, do you remember your first game and how did you do in it?
I believe my first game was in Marbury. This was with Coach Darryl Grady. I want to say we was about 6, 7 years old. I want
Right.
to say this was the same year Steph got drafted too, 96.
Wow.
So I remember that we went to Coney Island. I ain't gonna front neither. We got ran out the building. We got ran out the building to whoever we played against in Coney Island that day in those projects. We got ran out the building. But we held our own. We did our thing. But eventually, as we continued to play, got older. I mean, I got older, but as the season went on, we eventually got better at things like that. But I'm not going to front. Like, being from Staten Island and then going across the water, like those early years, it's kind of like a little bit of a different of a transition, you feel me? Going across the water, it's more aggressive. The defense was a little more different. People rah, rah in your face, Brooklyn. It's Brooklyn, so you got to expect that. But I would say that was like the transition, for some of us, and for a couple of players who played on that team as well with Coach Darryl Grady. It wasn't just me, myself either. We had Isaiah Wilkinson, who's part of the big Wilkinson family from out there too, from Staten Island as well. They had a couple of standouts as well. Go to Division 1 and play professional like that. His brother as well, Malcolm. And we had a couple of other kids as well. But, few of us started out together on the island, with Coach Darryl Grady, getting off the island, playing in Marbury and other things like that. But I remember that game. We got ran out the building. I remember that. We was kind of young for that.
Right, but those are those stepping blocks that you have to go through, that rite of passage, right?
Yeah.
That you go through. And we're going to get to Mahoney Park and the rite of passage that guys in Staten Island got to go out there. I want to show everybody my guys in the building. Resident artist Jamel Powell, hooking you up something nice over there.
Oh, okay. I agree. Oh, that's a little drawing?
Oh, yeah. This is part of the show. I don't know if you've been watching any other shows. You come on Basketball Head.
I saw when Red was on here. I seen when Red did his thing on here when you had him on
right.
here.
So at the end, there's a piece that come with that. So
no,
sure.
I appreciate that. That's love. That's love. For real.
Right. Make this a memorable moment. So were you born in Staten Island or you moved to Staten Island from Brooklyn?
Nah, so my mother and my uncles, they're from Brooklyn. They grew up around I want to say I think they was more like Brownsville-ish.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think they're most likely like from the area, like those areas, like Mother Gaslin, the projects that's over there and like that. But me, nah. When they came to the island, that's when I was born. So me, I'm originally born and raised from the Grange, Staten Island. You feel me? So I was born there. But the rest of the fam, my mom and them, those is Brooklyn roots, and that continues all the way down, to the South, North Carolina,
right.
South Carolina. So
but for me, the brothers, y'all guys was born and bred on Staten Island. So this is why y'all revered so much.
Yeah, me and all my brothers, we bred on the island. We straight, we pure Shaolin. That's what we rep. We the island. So you feel me?
I'm telling y'all, I don't know if y'all know it, but y'all hold the island on y'all shoulders, fam. And I'm telling you, one day y'all gonna be watching one of y'all brothers or maybe your son at the podium, and that Martin is gonna hit one day. I'm telling you.
Nah, well, we hope. That's what we hope one day, but. I'm just happy that we was all able to just to be able to play, just to
right.
not be in the streets, do nothing like that. So I'm just happy that we was all able to just represent Staten Island. You feel me? And not only that, show that there's talent on this borough too. We the most slept on borough. I don't understand why, but we the most slept on borough. But I think every player, not just me and my brothers, but every player from Staten Island, we kind of play with that chip on our shoulder. We could play with the kids in the other boroughs too, that we belong, we could get those looks, and that we could do our things just as well too. So, I think we all, as Staten Island players, we carry that chip, even the other legends, So,
y'all not counted. When they list the New York City legends, nobody from Staten Island is on that list. Not saying that y'all don't belong, but it's like they totally forgot about y'all.
I can't speak for that. Everybody.
No, I'm saying it from a journalist point of view. I'm a former ball player. Yeah. I'm from Brooklyn. I get it, right? But the whole grand scheme of things, we want to make sure that don't happen no more.
Well, yeah,
Like that's the whole purpose of it.
yeah, exactly. You know, so you know, we gonna keep building, you know, not with just the Martins, but you know, with other talents as well that's out there. We just gonna keep building and we gonna keep putting on for our borough, you know, and show there's all ball players out there too, you know, who can hold it down just as well and rep the city.
That's real. That's real. So since you're the oldest, right, and you set the tone for all the brothers, that's going to college, is in high school right now. I know there was no pressure with you. But I know those who came after saw what you was doing, damn, and Curtis saw what you was doing out in, you know, Oklahoma, then Cali.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody say. You are the mold, fam. Right? And I know it's a lot of people out there that wish they had brothers that they can follow. Because none of my brothers play ball. Right? My cousin did a little bit, but I never saw him play. They got to see you play at least some of them. Read the clippings and have the talk around the house. Now,
I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, well, I was going to say now that you're in a position that you're in and you get to see the progress of your brothers, how does that make you feel?
Honestly, that makes me like the proudest big brother in the world. Like, even when, you know, people, you know, some people feel, you know, they're better than me. Some people may feel otherwise, but I don't even care about any of that. What's most important to me is, you know, that I was able to, you know, lay a foundation, you know, to be where we from and to show them that, you know, we all live in the same household and we can all do this. You feel me? I mean, we've all sat there. Every room in our house is basketball. It's basketball on every TV, even in my mother and father's room. So, you know, that's just what it is in that house. You know, we all had them dreams, you know, we could, you know, touch NBA something. We could touch NCAA something or Division I anything, watching those, you know, March Madnesses for years and years. And then, you know, to finally see that, you know, that we can actually, you know, make that happen and put ourselves in position to do that. That's what I'm most proud of, you feel me? Just being a big brother, just showing them, you know, that there's another way besides the streets or, you know, whatever else, you know, that don't come with that right path. I just wanted to lay that foundation. And it's funny that you say that because I kind of look up to my uncles, you know, as that influence as well. You know, the same things I try to preach to my brothers is what my uncles used to preach to me and things like that. So when I have conversations, life conversations, basketball conversations, I try to approach it with my brothers the same way how my uncles approach it with me. So I kind of thank my uncles for that, you know, especially my uncle Omar. He's the second oldest. My mom's is the oldest, but he's the first son. You feel me? So he's the older brother of the other two uncles. So, you know, I try to watch how he go about situations with them, how he talk to them, how I can apply that, you know, to my brothers as well. Even with me, even when he speaks to me, you feel me? There's things that he tell me that I'm still learning today, you feel me? Just to make it through in life. You know, one thing he always told me, I ain't gonna front, you ain't never gonna stop learning life or basketball. I never used to know what he meant when he used to say that, but now I kind of do. Like, I'm still learning the game. I'm 31.
That's right.
Still learning how to new angles and things like that, all these new movements, you know, and life circumstances as well, trials and tribulations, you feel me? So, you know, I'm happy that they all, you know, following the path, graduating, getting degrees, you know, playing professionally. It's a beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful feeling. I don't know how many brothers, you know, I got 7 brothers, as many as me, that I could say, damn, like, you know, and that goes also credit to our parents. You know, our parents worked their ass off, you feel me? My mother and father worked their ass off, you feel me? You know, my pops made sure he made every game he possibly can. You know, my mom was always busting her ass, doing overtime, you know, working Rikers Island, doing doubles. So, you know, imagine what she going through. She on Rikers Island, and then you coming home to 7 kids who's all tall, wilding in your house, going crazy. You feel me? We got Fisher Price rims in the house. We got the dry cleaner rims, the little metal hanger, stuffing it on the door, playing basketball with a handball. So, you know, they bust their ass. You know, we put them through hell with ball, but they bust their ass to make sure we had everything we had. You feel me? Jordans, nice clothes, every video game. So, you know, much credit to our parents, you know. All credit to our parents.
Salute to the parents. Salute to your Uncle Omar as well. Hold on for 1 second.
Yeah. I got it.
Definitely salute because
Charger. Yo, my light's
that
not back,
family
man.
give us a foundation, you know?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, our family gave us a foundation, you know, and it took a lot of them. It wasn't just mom and dad, you know, it was our uncles, our grandmother. It took the whole village, you know, make sure we was good, you feel me? And it all worked out beautiful. We all try to be as successful, you know, as much as we can be.
That's real, man. So what tournaments did y'all come up playing in out on the island?
On the island?
Right, like what far as the island, let's
On
talk
the
about some
island,
of
you
the
grew up,
tournaments.
like on the island, you grew up playing in the first tournament, I'm gonna say, like before you reach Unlimited in Mahoney Park, everybody was coming up through, you know, Clove Lakes, Nike, with Darryl Grady and Coach Ed Watkins. Most of the time I was with Coach Grady. I ain't developed my relationship with Coach Watkins till, you know, later on, you know, as I was becoming a early teenager, like late high school years. But for the most part, we would be at Nike, and I definitely got to say Trucks. Trucks was probably the best summertime tournament on Staten Island for, you know, junior high and high school kids. Like Trucks, PS35, everybody played in Trucks. Like the whole island was going to Trucks. Then you had what else was out there? Captain Joe Lehan, Cromwell, which was in Cromwell. You feel
Yep,
me?
no, everybody know about Cromwell,
Yeah,
yep.
Cromwell, you know, RIP to that building. You know, that was,
Yes.
we missed that gym. And then also, then you had Mahoney's Park. You feel me? Mahoney Park, that's, once you reach Unlimited, man, you feel me? When I was a sophomore, I'm going to say I was a sophomore in high school. That's when I finally got my chance to play in Mahoney Park with Coach McCombs. I always wanted to play with my uncles in that park, but you know they always used to give me hell, like you're not ready yet, you're not ready. But Coach McCombs gave me that chance. When I got that chance in Mahoney Park, you feel me? That was it. Like that took my confidence in my game to a whole nother level. Like playing in Mahoney Park, like that's like the NBA of Staten Island. Like your Rucker Park, that's like the Rucker Park of Staten Island.
Got
You feel
you.
me? You feel me? Like today, that's not what it is. But back then, like once my era, like after my era, that was like it died down. But Mahoney Park, yo, Mahoney Park. That's all I can
I
say. You
say
heard Red.
that
I
that
believe
happens
Red was
for
on here.
most of the parks. Yeah.
Red told you about Mahoney Park. Like Mahoney Park is where it went
Yeah,
down.
yeah. You was I saw the brief documentary you did about Mahoney Park and how kids looked forward to playing in that park, and now it's a
Yeah,
ghost town, similar to what's happening here in the city.
yeah. Like Mahoney Park was like yeah, it was like the Rucker Park. That was where everything went down. I want to say from like I remember that from like 94 to like, you know, 2007. But those 90s years, those 90s years was classical. Like that's when I was first introduced to, you know, Sandy Brock. That was my uncle. That was my uncle's. You know, that was his man's. You feel me? That was his little man's. Like, and Sandy used to play with them. New Brighton. That's the projects he was from. As I was telling you before, you know, Sandy, that was my next door neighbor as well. So
Oh, right. Because listen,
yeah, so
everyone talks about him.
yo, Sandy, the things I got to see, and I only got to see of a glimpse of it because, you know, he passed so young. He was only 19, 20 years old. Like, to watch him, that was like, I can't even explain it. Like, his game was on a whole nother level. 6'4", slasher, you know, had the nice little mid-range, but his will to get to the basket with his handle, you feel me? Like, I was going to those games just to see him dunk. We knew we was going to see about 4 or 5 games a day with no dunks, but you knew Sandy was going to come through with like 3, 4 crazy dunks. Like, I used to live for those moments. Like, you know, you want to see some dunk. You don't want to just watch NBA games on TV. You come to the park, everybody just laying it up. Nah, Sandy coming through, crashing it on you. Like, but you know, other people came through there as well. You know, as it got on. You know, I'm sure there's other legends. You know that's the, you know, from back in the day that I probably can't speak of or don't know
But
of.
his name sticks out the most.
Nah, yeah. I mean, I agree. Like, in my opinion, from all basketball players that I've seen, like he's got to be like that guy on the island. Like, and
Because
we
no one,
always
when I put up the GOAT of Staten Island, no one challenged it. No one said, no, he not, son.
no, like, and like you say, like, you know, some people gonna have their opinions. Like, I think this person or that person, but for me and what my eyeballs saw, nah, it was him. And we only got to, you know, God bless his soul, we only got to see it till 1920. So he was about to go to LIU, but you know, before the tragic incident. But
Wow.
you know, so but that was the best talent that I've seen. And you know, we've had other talents, but Sandy sticks out the most. And you know, I'm not saying that to be biased because he was my
No,
neighbor
you
for
know
a
your
few
guy.
years.
Yeah.
Nah, game recognized game. And you say everybody telling you, you feel me? So the myth gotta be
For
true.
sure. Yeah, yeah. So was it a rite of passage out there to play in like Mahoney Park? Like, did you have to wait your turn because the competition was so fierce?
Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, I had to wait my turn. Like those, it was like Mahoney Park back then was like how the NBA was in the 90s. You know, you had everybody, you know, with talent, but the game was so physical
Right,
and
right, right.
disrespectful and grimy. Like, you know, I probably might not have been ready for it at that time. But when I did get that chance, you feel me? Even when I did get the chance, my uncle still didn't want to let me play with them. So I always had to go against them, you feel me? So, I mean, those is always classic battles in itself. But yeah, it's most definitely like a rite of passage, you feel me? Just like my uncles had to wait their turn. The youngest uncle, you know, he had to wait his turn, Mike J, before he started playing with them. So, you know, I guess that's just the cycle of that park. Like, you know, you got to earn your stripes, work your way up. So, you know, I respected it. I definitely earned mine. They know about me on the on that part.
For
Mahoney Park,
sure, for
they know.
sure.
So you know.
Yeah. So how was Curtis at the time before you came? Was it a powerhouse before you showed up?
Nah, Curtis was a powerhouse. Listen, any nice ball player you could think of probably came through Curtis. Even if you wasn't from New Brighton, if you was from the Harbor or you feel me, Stapleton, or you had a couple who wanted to come to Curtis, even though everybody still went to the respectable schools in their area, but Curtis was just it. You feel me? Like, and my uncles went to Curtis. You feel me? My moms went to Curtis. My uncles went to Curtis. You know, I already knew about Coach Gannon, you know, big time coach on the island, historical Curtis, you know, Curtis coach. So, you know, I always wanted to play for him because he coached my uncles. So definitely Curtis was always, I was never ever thinking of going anywhere else. Curtis was, you know, I was going there. But the powerhouse of it, yeah, there's definitely some, you know, some names, you know. Besides the Martin brothers, you know, you got, like I said before, you got Isaiah Wilkerson, you got Isaiah who went to NJIT, you got Halil Kanisevic, who I played with when he was a sophomore on varsity. He went to St. Joseph's. Who else was there? You got Sean Black, who's the oldest brother of the Wilkerson family. I believe he went to Florida A&M. Then you also have the head coach, Dwayne Archibald, who's the current coach. You know, he went to Virginia Tech. So, you know,
Okay.
we got some names, you know, some names who you know took it pretty far. Also, Hassan Wilkerson, let me not forget Hassan.
Right, right, right.
Zaire, who started off at Delaware State and then he went to Missouri. So, you know, we got a couple names out there. You know, it's a powerhouse. That's what I'm used to knowing from Curtis. You know, it's a dominated basketball, you know, powerhouse program in Staten Island. You know, never won the city title, but you know, when we do get to the city, we know, you know, we do handle our business, and you know, we do get pretty far.
John Curtis never won a city championship? Oh, the only school on Staten Island that won a city championship was St. Peter's, correct?
I think McKee.
And McKee?
Yeah, I think McKee.
Well, McKee is a public school?
Yeah, McKee's a public school. I think McKee won in 76 or 78.
Right. Oh, okay. I gotta check that out. Because I thought you guys. So how did you guys make it from one game away for the state championship and not win the city?
Nah, I believe that was with the double A. Or we had the winner. We might have been one game away from the city. And then if we won the city, I think we would have got to the state.
Got you.
But we lost.
Oh,
I remember my sophomore year, we lost to JFK.
uh-huh.
My junior year, we lost to Lincoln at Hunter when they had Lance. And
Right.
then senior year, we lost. I believe it was to Thomas Jefferson or Thomas Edison.
Now, hold on. Now, I'm running down. Hold on. I'm going to run through it again. You said that McKee won and when?
I think McKee won in 70 something, 76 or 78.
Okay. All right. Let me go down there because I'm on the page right now. Because I really thought I saw you guys on a list.
I ain't
70.
get no city
No.
trophy or no city
No.
ring.
No. 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 No
They
McKee.
didn't?
No. Telling you, the only Curtis 2009. I knew I saw y'all.
Oh, that
Curtis,
could be
city
my
champion.
fault. That could be
Huh?
my fault. I apologize.
Yeah, I knew I saw y'all on there. I'm like, yeah, I didn't know any of this before I started this show,
Oh,
man. So, but I've been studying this list. I was like, I knew I saw Curtis on that list.
okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll take
Yeah.
the
And y'all beat
09 win.
Westinghouse for some odd reason. That's crazy. Yeah. So it's 2000. Yeah.
2009.
2009. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you was in high school, who was your toughest competition?
When I was in high school, who was my toughest competition? I wouldn't really
What
say like I
school?
had
What school? Like what school will
my
always
toughest.
give Curtis
Oh, I thought
problems?
you meant like individually.
Now
My
we'll get to
toughest
that. We'll get to
school.
that.
My toughest school. I wouldn't really say like any of the, I wouldn't really say like any of the teams were, like that for a big of a rivalry. Besides St. Peter's, it was just a big rivalry. But as far as like anybody, like any of the opposition, standing out as far as being tough from one another, I wouldn't really say I wouldn't really be able to pick one.
No, you know what's so crazy? Red said the same
Yeah,
thing.
like I wouldn't say, any of the teams were as strong as if, we was playing against Lincoln or boys and girls every day.
Right,
Like,
right.
nah, the games weren't, I wouldn't say anybody was,
Okay. What player gave you the most fists out there?
I'm not gonna lie. When we played Port Richmond, I would probably say only Dami Sapara. That was it. That was the toughest.
What's his name? What's his name
His name
again?
is Dami Sapara. Dami Sapara. I never,
What made him so tough?
he's real physical and quick on his feet. You feel me? Nice size, quick on his feet. And he takes that pride in playing defense. You feel me? He takes real pride in playing defense. And then I would also say my high school teammate, Joe Yasqueto as well. Real hard-nosed, tough defender. And actually having to play against Joe every day, like not gonna lie, he probably won't know this to this day unless he see this. For real. Like I don't mind giving props when props is due.
That's right. That's right.
But like he played a part in like me getting better in high school every day. I came in the JV as a freshman. They were sophomore and things like that. So I basically played 3 my high school years with him. So playing against him offensively and his defense every day, that definitely catered to my game and helping me play the part, being a good offensive player as well. And, just preparing me for, even when we got to go to Brooklyn or Queens, because I already know the physicality is just going to be just like that. And he will always prepare me for that.
That's dope. Hassan Hustle said McKee '07 became a powerhouse to this day. Facts are he capping.
A powerhouse? I wouldn't say a powerhouse. They got 1 championship. Credit to, my brother Kareem Martin. Also Josh.
That's right. Because one of your brothers did go to McKee, correct?
Yeah, he was bugging for that though. Even though he got his chip, he was bugging for that. But he was supposed to go to Curtis. I get into that a little bit later on, but
all right, bet.
I want to say it was Kareem. I think Josh Good was on that team with him. I think Osa was on that team. that was probably the best McKee team in a while, probably since the '05 team. But yo, hold up though. I want to get back to your question. I mean, not back to your question when you asked me who was my toughest opponent.
Yes,
I had
yes.
to think about that one more time. I would have to say Karan McKenzie.
What school? What school? What school?
He went to McKee, and then he left McKee. Then he transferred to he was with Tyreek Evans, the prep school he went to. I can't think of it off the top of my head right now, but he transferred over there with him. But now, out of everybody, he was my toughest opponent. Like, I can't leave that out at all. Like, he could do everything I could do on the court, offensively, defensively. He was way more stronger than me. He was
wow.
He was probably about 2 inches shorter than me. But nah, Karan McKenzie, like he could do everything. He ambidextrous, pull up with his left, right. You feel me? Throw you
American
off.
Christian. Yeah, American Christian, PA.
American Christian, yeah, that's what he was at.
Yeah. Good looking out.
Yeah. But he that's my man's too. I ain't saying that because that's my man's, but nah, like I never forget, yo, when we played in Trucks 2006 in the championship. I never forget it. He had like a cool dub, but I had like a struggling 18, like, and we lost. We in the chip. You got the whole Stapleton where he from on one side, and I had the whole hood, the whole New Brighton on the other side. You feel me, at the park. And we wound up taking the L. And I promise you, RIP to my man Cole Hall. He would not let me hear the end of that. He was like, yo, there's something from Stapleton. You bust your ass in the chip. Yo, I had to hear that for a whole summer straight, yo. A whole summer straight. But I never forget.
So, big rivalry, Stapleton and West Brighton, huh?
No, I'm New Brighton. West Brighton is a little far.
I mean, yeah, New Brighton, yes.
I'm New Brighton. But I never forget, ever since that was the only time I probably had a game circled on my calendar, because I remember we wound up playing against Karan in a JUCO tournament. He was going to a JUCO in Kansas when I was in Oklahoma at NEO. And we wound up playing against him in the Christmas tournament. I wound up putting up 40, but he wound up twisting his ankle. But we won the game. You feel me? So I remember that. I had to give Ron back for that. You know what I mean? That's what we talk about that. We joke about that sometimes.
And that 40 piece.
No,
that's a good reminder.
40 piece.
You can feed the family with that. Here's a piece for you. Here's a piece for you. Here's a piece for you.
Nah, but he twisted his ankle though, like late first half, so he couldn't really finish. So, you know, even though I always remember when he did that to me, he took that trophy from me in Trucks. I had to get that back. But you know, all love to my man 40 Ron. I couldn't leave him off that list when you asked that question. Though I definitely couldn't leave him off.
Facts. So let's stay on the JUCO, right?
Yeah.
Because you're number 7 for the nation in scoring at this time.
Wow. Yeah.
You kicking a lot of ass, and you taking names. You next, right?
Wow.
Who was somebody that you ran up against who had a big name, who people was raving about, but you gave him that work?
And JUCO, I don't know. I would probably say the teams is more so as the individuals. Like when we played Coffeyville was like our big rivalry, but that was like a real rivalry, not just because we was cross town. Like they was talking crazy, you feel me? Grimy, gritty. But when we played them, I remember that year when I was 7th in the nation, I think I had like 35 that game. And I remember the game that we played, we played them early in our home gym. You know what I mean? We kind of got our side on a little bit. We ain't do too well. You feel me? And they ran us out our own building. We got them back. You feel me? But I remember, you know, working them out, 35. You know, I remember I got like little 30-point plus streaks. You feel me? 25 plus streaks. So, you know, everybody was getting the business in JUCO, especially that sophomore. For real though, but because I didn't have a choice. You feel me? My whole thing, you know, I always wanted to get Division I ever since Curtis. So, you know, it was kind of a rocky road, rocky journey. You feel me? You know, being the kind of student that I was, you feel me, struggling to get out of high school. I got out of that. You feel me? I mean, thank God. You feel me? That could have been bad. And then I did a year of prep. So it was like I did the year of prep, and now I'm on my second year of JUCO. You know, go to Oklahoma my freshman year, I averaged about 15. And I knew sophomore year, I'm like, I got to turn it up. This is it. You feel me? I got to turn it up. And that was just the mind state that I was in. I wasn't partying or nothing like that. You know, I was always in the gym, you know, with Coach Harold. You know, my coach, sometimes my coach used to kick me out the gym, Coach Grover. Shouts out to him, one of the best coaches that I ever had. So I just, he kind of knew where I was at the standpoint too with that sophomore year. So, you know, I was just working, yo. I was in the grind mode that sophomore year. I think that was 2009, 2010. Yeah, I was on a grind. You feel me? I was on the grind. I was straight Kobe that year. That was all I was. I mean, I was just trying to be Mamba mentality that year. But we fell short that year. But the JUCO experience was fun, man. I enjoyed it. Developed some great relationships. I still got relationships from my teammates from out there. Only thing is, it was a culture shock. You know, you going from the NY going to Oklahoma. That was it's more animals than people and trees out there. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So you know, that was a adjustment. I never got homesick, but it was an adjustment. And once I started hooping, you know, everything became easy from there.
I think a lot of kids should think about the JUCO route, right? And I'm saying this because when we was coming up, you know, it was some dudes that was doing it, but we have this thing and we get so stuck on Division I, not knowing we can go to JUCO and get placed in a better situation.
Yeah. Well, I think what that becomes with, you know, because of the mentality and the expectations, you know, people set on themselves. They're like, you know, if I don't go Division I right away, you know, it's a dub. When it's really not, because you're still learning the process of the game and maturing to being into that player or professional, you know, that you want to be. So that's part of the process. You know, people just, you know, oh, I go JUCO, you know, it's a wrap. You know, nah, that's just part of the process. And you know, I'm an example of that. You know, I went after the year of Curtis. I went to prep, Edison Prep in Jersey. Then, you know, with that was when they just made that rule, like no more reclassifying or whatever when you were senior. So, you know, I kind of got caught up in that. So, you know, I had to basically waste a year. And then thanks to Coach McCombs, he played the part in me getting to the school in Oklahoma as well. But, you know, I had bad grades. So, you know, me, that's just where it all stemmed from. Me not having the grades. I had to figure out something. And, you know, JUCO wasn't a bad route, like you said. And I did the research on it. You know, I'm finding out players like Steve Francis, you know, Sean Marion. You know, some of these dudes is really coming out of junior college as well, going D1. I mean, you can still make it happen. So I never really got discouraged. The only way I would have been discouraged is if I would have ended up nowhere and just been stuck in New Brighton in the projects, you know, at home, not doing anything, which is what I didn't want to do.
And then your brothers wouldn't have had no motivation.
Exactly.
Right? You had guys like Skip Tamalu, who thank God he had the opportunity to go to JUCO. Got a chance to get his mind and his body right.
Exactly.
Right? And then he makes the next move.
Fresno State.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So I just think all of those opportunities need to be an option.
Yeah, I mean,
you just can't close those doors because you never know. You could turn a situation you thought was a bad situation into an even better situation.
Yeah, and people just base that just because of the opportunity. Like, dude, it's an opportunity. Like, you can go to JUCO, or would you rather, you know, go Division III, or would you rather go Division I JUCO? You feel me? I take the Division I JUCO route. You feel me? And then we could, but you know, some kids got to understand to get in that mind state. You know, not everything is gonna be given. You know, you gotta play your process. You know, go through your path, go through your process, go through your journey. your journey ain't meant to be like everybody else who's just going straight from high school straight to D1. So, you know, and not only that, it's a different generation, man. You know, today's generation is just think everything is gimme, gimme, gimme. Everything is handed to you. So, you know, it's a different mindset, man.
It's a different time, but
Yeah,
hopefully they can learn some of these lessons and go back and research some of this history to make sure that their situation is
exactly.
better, right? Or put themselves in a better situation so they can progress in this basketball. Because it's not as simple as people think it is.
Exactly, and it's really not. And trust me, but I can tell you first, coming from the most slept-on borough, it ain't that easy, man. It ain't that
Right.
easy. So, you
And for the
know,
nicest dudes. And not even just, let's stay out of New York, right?
hmm
What about those dudes who signed into the Dukes, North Carolinas, Kentucky, who doing what we doing right now, sitting down and not playing? But before they got there, they thought they was going to the league.
and you feel me? That's how it be. And I'm not going front. I mean, we all had, you know, we all go through that. You know, I wanted to be there. You feel me? You know, I wound up going overseas. So, you know, but ain't nothing wrong with it. And that's what it comes to, you know, people holding them limits over their head.
Yep.
Ain't nothing wrong with going them other routes. You feel me? You can
Facts.
still prosper from them other routes, but people be scared to take them risks. You feel me? You got to be able to, you know, it's not always about taking the right risk. You know, just take that risk, take that opportunity, see what you could do with it. And, you know,
But when you bet on yourself, that is the right risk, right?
who
Betting
else
on
is there? Who
yourself.
else is there to bet on? Who else is there to bet on?
Facts.
And not only that, people don't understand that. You know, some people in this world don't understand, you know, betting on yourself and, you know, what it takes. Like, especially for me, like, I got a couple deals. Let me tell you something. Every deal I got, I was working. I got every deal I got, and I was working 9 to 5. Only deal I didn't get when I was working was D League. I got that coming straight out. Every other deal, I had to get a job in between here, get that deal. Get a job in between here, get that deal. Get a job in between here, get that deal. And you feel me? The shit is regular now for me. It's like clockwork. It's like, damn, like, you feel me? Like, damn, I could have a job and still put the time in to get my workouts in. You feel me? Keep my body right. You feel me? And still make it happen. Some people don't understand, man. You just gotta bet on yourself. You feel me? It's not really about what anybody else thinks or how they care. That ain't for you. Everybody gonna have an opinion on what you do. Oh well. Just do what you do to the best of your abilities and make it happen.
That's so real. That's so
Yeah.
real, bro. You couldn't have said it even better. So now that you better yourself in JUCO, you stepped it up a whole nother level. What was the recruiting process for you like?
Well, the recruiting process out of JUCO, it started off kind of slow my freshman year. Freshman year, I think only Bradley. I was getting letters from Bradley. I think that was it.
Only Bradley fan?
Yeah, Bradley. Where's Bradley? I think in Ohio.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah. So I
I
was
think
getting
so.
letters.
I think so. I'm not going to say definitely, but great school. Isn't
That's
it
how
like it's not in Indiana? That's not in Indiana,
it
right?
could be. I know it's somewhere in that Midwest region. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
Ohio,
yeah,
Indiana.
yeah.
So you know, it started off with them, and then I remember I went to the summer after my freshman season. I got invited to the Mullins camp, which is the big camp at Oral Roberts. The big camp at Oral Roberts in Oklahoma, like the big JUCO camp. There's top 50, and then there was like the other, like the best of the rest. I wasn't in the top 50. I was in the best of the rest. So you know, my coach got me in there. He had a little pull. He got me in there. I wound up going in there. You know, I was doing my thing, holding my own. You know, against other players. You know, and then I somehow make it to the rank side. You know, we get to the rank side. You know, I was doing my thing there, and then you know, slowly when I was going into you know, the sophomore year, you know, got a couple letters. You know, like Coastal Carolina. Who else was there? Coastal Carolina, Nebraska. And then once the season started, and them scoring and them rebounding numbers was looking crazy, and it just started getting, you know, I started getting calls from Nebraska actually started calling. Then we had started getting letters from Minnesota. When Tubby Smith was there, Minnesota. Who else was rolling in? I got a couple letters from Long Beach. I would probably say it was more interest from them. And, you know, Riverside, UC Riverside was calling me a lot. And also Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State was definitely in my top 2.
Mm.
And I was probably gonna sign there. And then I got messed up. I'll break that down later on. But I would say those were most of the teams interested in me. But heavily Jacksonville State, UC Riverside. Those were the 2 who was on me pretty tough.
What made you see Riverside stick out more than the rest?
Well, for me, I knew I had 2 years, you know, NBA or not, overseas or not. I knew I only had 2 years to showcase what I had to do at a Division I level. So I was looking for a situation where I was going to be able to come in right away, get some minutes, you know, get
Smart
some
man.
tick. Yeah,
Smart.
get some tick, you know, so I could, you know, be able to do what I need to do. And basically that was it. You know, I always felt I had the confidence, you know, that, you know, I could be like a focal point of a team, or at least, you know, if I had to survive on the court, I know I'm bringing something offensively to the table, you know, along with defense, and also, you know, rebounding. I'm a guard who loves to rebound. So I knew what I had to do basically within them 2 years. Now it came down, all right, so I could get into that since you asked. So actually, it was gonna come down to Jacksonville State. So Jacksonville State, that was kind of, for me, that was kind of in the bag. But I don't want to put the coach out there, anything, so I ain't gonna say his name. But you know, he was cool. He was cool. You know what I mean? He came through when he was coming through to Oklahoma and stuff, visiting me. You know, he was making sure I was good, looking out, things like that. But then he had told my mom something. They wanted me so bad. He was like, "Yo, we'll do anything for your son. Da, 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 da. You know, do whatever. Take tests for him." And she was like, "Whoa."
I didn't hear that last part.
Yeah, she was like, "Take tests and things for him if we need to." And my mom's just like, "Wait, hold on. You know, he's like, we not doing that over here. We not doing that over here. You feel me? So I had to respect mom's decision on that one. So with Riverside, it was a little bit different. You know, Riverside, you know, even though I didn't have no problems with that coach, that situation was good too. They was gonna have me in the backcourt. It was also a New York guard there at the time. His name is Nick Murphy. I think he's from Harlem. He be playing on LES tournaments and things like that now. He played in the D League as well. When I got drafted there, he was there.
Got you.
But yeah, he with Riverside, it was different. You know, Coach Brazelton, you know, he was the recruiter in my process. You know, I'm not gonna lie. First, they was calling my phone, things like that. You know, it was getting a little overwhelming. I never really heard of UC Riverside. You know, so I wasn't really responsive to them that much at first. And then one day, I go to practice, you know, junior college in Oklahoma. I go to practice. It's a coach there for me. He's like, you know, how you doing? I've been trying to get in touch with you. Da, 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 da. You know, I'm Coach Braz. I'm like, yo, you the dude, Riverside? He's like, yeah, I've been trying to get in touch with you. You know, try to throw him a lame excuse, throw him off, like, yeah. But I'm like, all right. He's like, nah, like, what's going on? Like, I've been trying to get in contact with you. You know, you doing your thing, lighting up the scoreboards. Like, what's going on? Like, you know, I feel you fit the energy for our team that we need. You know, I got a couple DC kids. You know, he's like, I got another New York dude. You feel me? So he was like, yo, I feel, you know, we chopped it up. He felt, you know, he had a couple pieces. But, you know, that was the beginning process. But, you know, what sold me on Riverside, as I told you before, the situation that I was looking for, he actually flew out. Let me tell you this crazy story. He flew out from Cali to my park. I'm chilling on the top of Mahoney Park, just vibing, not even balling. I'm chilling, vibing with my uncles, his mans. You know, we in the park chilling. We just chilling. Dude pull up. You know how the New York DT cars be looking. He pulled up like that. He pulled up. I'm like, yo, what the? You know, he popped up, Coach Brass. I'm like, yo. He like, yeah, you know, I think he came like a day or two earlier than what he was supposed to. He just popped up on me. I'm like, oh,
Wow.
for real, you know, so that feeling, you know, I ain't gonna front. I felt like I was in a movie. Felt like Blue Chips, Penny and Son. Man. It's like, yo,
A
D1
great
coaches,
movie, by the way. Yes.
for real, like D1 coaches pulling up in the hood. Like, I don't know nobody who doing that. Like, you feel me? So I was feeling myself a little bit at that time. But, you know, but nah, he came, he pulled up, and he was like, yo, you know what I mean? Come on, let's go to the crib. So, you know, me, my uncles, my mom, my dad, my brothers, we all in the living room. You know, Coach Braz, you know, my mom's cooked dinner, family dinner. You know, we get to chopping it up. And, you know, we was keeping it 100 with him on what we wanted and what we felt the expectations, you know, my confidence in my game of what I could take it to and what I could do for the program. And, you know, he was talking everything I wanted to hear. They brought me in on a visit, you know, after meeting with my fam. Then I flew out to Cali by myself, you know, flew out for the visit for that. And I ain't gonna front. The farthest I've been on the West Coast was Arizona. We went to a junior college tournament out there. Being from New York, and I got off that plane in Cali for the first time, I was like, yo, this might be it. Like, you know, for real, them
Palm trees.
palm trees.
Like, let me take this hoodie off.
I took the visit during spring break. It was spring break. You know, I took the visit.
Wow.
So, you know, I went out
So
there.
did they have like the spring fling going on? Like
Yo,
the
what was
party
crazy,
that
though, let me tell you though. So I pull up, you know what I mean, pick me up, you know what I mean, Coach Braz, we chopping it up. And come to find out, that's exactly what it's called, spring fling. They had, and Nas is my favorite rapper. Nas was there the week at the school before I pulled up. I'm like, yo, if you would have brought me to this, I would have signed as soon as I got on the plane. Like, yo, I come and you got Nas at the concert here at the university, like, you feel me? So, you know, but nah, it was all love though, you know, the visit. The player he had me host was with Kareem Natoto. He was a transfer from Hawaii at the time. So he was basically my host for the weekend for the time I was there. Reem made me feel real at home, you feel me? He made me feel real comfortable. You feel me? He was from Oakland, so you know, me being from New York, him being from Oakland, you know. Yeah,
just like
exactly.
Yeah.
So, you feel me? You know. But other than that, yeah, once I got that visit, you know, and then also I got to play against, you know, a couple of kids there. We played 3-on-3 for a little bit. You know, I was doing my thing in the workouts and stuff. And just that California atmosphere, man, just being from New York, just coming to the West Coast, it just felt like something different. It was like, you know, why not get the best of both worlds? You was born and raised in New York. You know, why not come to LA? You know what I mean? Everybody talk about LA, this, that, and the third. So, you know, I kind of wanted to experience all that. So that's what basically played a part in me, you know, besides what they was talking, you know, to show my game. But the environment, the team, and I'm glad I signed there. You know, I got 3 real close teammates, you know, that I talk to daily. Like, and I'm happy that I went to school and, you know, I met those 3 friends, you know, my friend EB, Andy, and Tyquan. Tyquan's from New York as well. He's from the Bronx. He went to Eagle Academy. My fault. I was getting confused. He went to Eagle Academy.
Nice.
So yeah, you know, I love the
And you still out there, right? You're still in Cali, correct?
Yeah, I'm still in Cali. You know, I actually just left New York about a little bit less or over a month ago. You know, I just flew from out there. So, you know, yeah, I love it out here, man. You know, maybe someday I'll come back. I don't know, to the NY. I don't know, but I love the Cali weather, man. I love it out here.
Keep making your presence felt out there. We need a New York bred kid out there killing on the West Coast.
Nah, that's what Little Phil for. That's what Little Phil
There you go.
You feel me?
Now, another thing I want to ask, too, coming from New York, going to the West Coast, how is the basketball different out there?
I'm not gonna front. I would say it's kind of the same. You know what I mean? Some of the mentality is kind of the same when it comes to hooping. You know, they get it in out here. I'm not gonna lie. You feel me? They get it in out here in Cali. You feel me? look at the NBA players. You know the
They got the most in the league right now.
Yeah, a lot of them from California. You feel me? There's California, Oregon. You know that area, which is right here as well. Only difference I would say is they got it good because they don't have to grow up playing on concrete. Like, imagine if we just had 1 million open recreation facilities that we could just go into. That's the only difference I would say. Like, yo, like, I'll probably still have an extra 2-3 good years on my knees, you know, if I ain't have to grow up playing on concrete. You feel me? But that's the only difference. But other than that, you know, it's talent out here. It's game out here. You know, but nothing is ever going to be better than New York street ball. Nothing.
Say that again. I need you to say that again, fam. Let the
Like,
world know.
nothing is ever going to compete with New York street ball. Like, at the end of the day, that's something.
That's
if
real.
you're not from New York, you just won't get it.
You won't get it. Facts.
You won't get it.
Now, a question I always ask everyone, it's called the James Majors question. James Majors, Bishop Ford great, Seton Hall great. He's an OG of mine. He said when he was in school, they were getting $5 a day on road trips. Right?
Uh-huh.
I went to Fairleigh Dickinson from 88 to 92. We was getting like 250 to 500 on a road. And we went to the West Coast, we got like 500. Facts. Right? How much did you guys get in per diem, which is all legal, right? That they give players when you go on road trips. How much did you guys get?
Yo, I don't even want to tell you how much we was getting. You talking about college?
Yes.
Dude, let me just tell you this, bro. And I got a couple of teammates who's probably tuned in right now, too, who probably want me to go in, but I'm not. But you could tell by the reaction and my expression, like, so, like, I had other friends who was playing D1 when I was playing D1. And I'm asking them the same thing you asking me, like, yo, how much bread y'all getting on the road, yo? Like, it's like, yo, you just at the mall, you feel me? I got kicks, jeans, Louis belt. My, we was basically getting lunch money. We was getting lunch money. We was getting McDonald's money. McDonald's money.
Yo, first of all, I want to salute my guy, Coach Rich Brunson. He said that Bradley was in Peoria, Illinois. Right?
It is. It's right. That's exactly what it is. Peoria, Illinois.
But what we come to find out is a lot of these coaches was pocketing money. So let me break down to you how college basketball works. When we play bigger schools, the schools give the other school, give our school a check. Just say, look, Fairleigh Dickinson playing Duke or Wake Forest. And this really happened. Wake Forest gave Fairleigh Dickinson an $80,000 deal for 2 games. Big college sports play smaller schools and give them money for wins. We gonna give you a couple of $1,000. Y'all let us kick your ass. It just happens. We got better players.
Shit, I wasn't part of that trend. That'd have been nice.
No, fam. Yes, you were. You just didn't know.
Or
your coaches didn't tell you. Trust me. My coach broke down the whole gambit of how this worked. Now, here's another fact. The reason why there's no upsets in pro sports, because everyone is getting paid. You never hear upset in pro sports. You hear that shit in amateur sports, college sports, right? Because there's an exchange of currency. There's an exchange of money. And when these guys lose, they're upset.
Which is, well, hey, I know we took too many L's in Riverside, so that probably, who knows?
Right, but even if y'all took an L, y'all school got paid.
Hey, shit, well, I wish I could.
And look, for our Division I athletes, which we slaved so hard to try to get to, at the time when we was in school, we weren't getting paid.
even though now they trying to give the little extra stipend, it'll never be enough. It'll never be enough.
No, that shit is a Pell Grant. That's money from a Pell Grant.
For real. Pell Grants or probably just your room and board if you got a
right.
So, you know.
But this is like the business of college sports, right?
That's just part of that political
It's part of the game. It's part of the game. Ross Strickland come from New York City, wins state championship, goes around the country kicking guys' ass, right? He doesn't go to the last 5-star camp. He doesn't make the McDonald's All-American team.
Don't, but he held it, know what I mean? And still got through.
I know that, but I'm just talking about the politics. They didn't let him become a McDonald's All-American because he didn't play their game. Like, come on, come over there and give our camp some exposure.
For one game out of his whole.
But we don't know how many games he was playing before that.
Man.
Remember, back in his day, there was a lot of different All-American games. You had the Dapper Dan, you had the McDonald's All-American game, then you had the Capital Classic, right? That game that was going on down.
Ball Classic was on.
The Round Ball Classic. There's a lot that was going on back then.
Yeah. And
you kind of had to pick and choose. And if you pick the wrong place, you get punished for it. But no one told him that. No one said, if you don't come to this camp, you're not going to make McDonald's All-American. They just yanked it.
I mean, that's corny that even though they told him that, that's corny that even that had to play a part in his decision. Like, that's...
But if they would have told him, you know, listen, come to this, and this may happen, he may go. But like, listen, if that's the deal, then I'll go play it short for this game.
That just goes to show politics is undefeated.
Facts.
Politics is undefeated.
Politics as usual. So how was your experience in the G League coming straight out of college?
So at the G League, I actually made it to like the last 3 or 4 cuts. So, you know, in a couple preseason, that was it. I ain't make it through to the actual regular season. I lasted through a cut, regular preseason joints we played. And then I believe in that January, that was in the winter. So that January, that's when I went to Czech Republic. I went to Czech Republic. The experience in Czech Republic was pretty cool. The game was pretty fast. I know some countries, like, the game is kind of slow, but the game was fast-paced. We had, like, a young nucleus. Our point guard was super young, very crafty, so he had us playing at a nice pace. Also, I like playing for that coach as well. My coach was like a Hall of Fame point guard at the time, I believe. And he was also a big-time standout for that team that we played for in the Czech. And he actually helped me develop into somewhat of a point guard. I've never actually had the comfort of being a point. Most of the time growing up, like as a kid, I was always the tallest person, so I always had to play the 5. And then also, like, when we went to Brooklyn as well, like going to Brooklyn a lot, I would play the 5. Then, you know, as I got older, I was more of a 3, 4, and in high school, I was always the 4. I mean, high school, I was always the 3. But he helped me, like, when I got to college, that's when I got, like, that natural craft, you know, making stuff happen with the ball, being comfortable, making plays on the fly and stuff like that. And he actually gave me that confidence, that coach in the Czech Republic. You know, he was teaching me how to be a point guard, teaching me how to use angles that I never was actually used to doing before. So I appreciated him a lot as well from being in the Czech Republic. He definitely helped me out with that. If I did get any point guard knowledge, it was definitely because of that coach. But okay. I'm just a natural walking bucket. That's me. I'm a 2-3. You know what I mean? Not really defined. I'm a 2-3. You know, I'm polished offensively. I'll get you your rebounds. I can defend 1 through 3. Sometimes you're 4. So, you know, it just depends how that coach wants to use me, you know.
So I wasn't too far off when I said you came in freshman year getting buckets. Still. That's right. That's right. So let's talk about your brothers for a minute, man.
Most definitely.
And let's go down, you know, the list and tell me what they're doing now and what they have done.
All right, so we got me. I'm the first, and then there's Kareem. Kareem's the brother behind me. He's the one who chose to go to McKee. Actually, Kareem went to Moore Catholic first.
Yes,
That's where
yes.
Kareem went. He went to Moore Catholic first. Then, you know, I guess him and his friends thought it was best to transfer to McKee. You know, so they all went to McKee. You know, they did their thing. They won the chip. So, you know, even though we give him grief, we can't talk too much shit. You know, he got a chip. So, you know.
Facts.
But then he went on to play. He went on to play at Penn Valley. I think Coach Ed Watkins helped him get into Penn Valley, if I'm not mistaken. And then after Penn Valley, he finished off his next 2 years at an NAIA at Grandview University. That was in Iowa as well. And that was what he did. And then there's Hasi, of course. There's Hassan, who everybody knows. You know, Rhode Island standout. He's won every year on Curtis. He's 4 for 4. So he got 4 island chips, you know.
Damn.
Yeah, he got 4 island chips. He got the MVP, the Jakes Award 1 year. You know, then of course he went to Rhode Island, did his thing in the tournament. You know, they won the A10, and he's been doing well, man. He's having a great career. Right now he's overseas with Olympiacos. He actually just had surgery yesterday, so prayers up to him, get well.
Get well, my G.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he been doing this thing. You know, he started off in Japan, Germany. You know, now he Euro League, Olympiacos. You know, he's also done his thing in the summer league. If you caught him over the last couple summers with the Celtics and Orlando Magic. And then we got Malik, who's the 4th oldest brother. You know, big time Curtis standout. Arguably, probably the best Curtis warrior ever. He's got every statistical category. He's number 1 damn near in everything: minutes, points, rebounds, shot attempts, you know, minutes. So, you know, he started off at Charlotte, UNC Charlotte, and he just, you know, he's doing his first year now at Rhode Island. You can keep up with him.
So you had 2 brothers go to Rhode Island?
Yeah, Malik wound up going to Rhode Island too. So he's also
That's
wearing
dope. That's dope.
He's also wearing number 12 too, so that's dope. They both get to be the brothers to wear that. And then there's Kadir. You know, I see Kadir's kind of buzzing around the city on the high school circuits. And I was just home. I was just like, damn, yo, like, we the same height. He only 14, 15. Like, damn, like, yeah, bro. Yeah, like, same height, size 15 shoe. Yeah, man. He's looking scary. He's like
what number is he? What number is he in brothers?
He's the 5th. He's a freshman right now at Curtis. He's doing his thing. You know, I think he's playing with I think New Heights. He's playing with. I want to say New Heights. It might be on the AAU circuits, but yeah. Whatever high school circuits they got going on, though, you could catch him. And then
I definitely will keep my eyes and ears out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then we got number 6. That's Talib. Talib, I believe, is in the 7th grade. He's in the 7th grade. He's about 5'10", 5'11". Same built. He's built just like 18-year-old Kevin Durant. Built just like that. Long, talented, could score. Got a killer mentality. You know. Eats, sleeps, breathes the game, you know, so he's on the come up. And then there's the last one, number 7, you know, the dude who completes the saga, that's Salim. I think Salim turns 8 this year.
Wow.
He's huge. He might be like 6'10". He's huge. He looks like he's about 10 years old already. He's not. He's only 7, 8. Yeah.
Woo! How tall is your mom and dad?
My pops is 6 feet. You might as well say my mom's is 6 feet. She's 5'11". Some days she do look taller than my pops, so I can't really, you feel me? So
right. Oh, it all makes sense. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
Dad was like, I need somebody like around my size. We gonna make this.
You got to think about it from my eyes. Like, damn, I'm like, all right, it's 1, it's 2, it's 3. Like, all right, Like, I remember when it was just 4 of us, just me, Kareem, Hashi, and Malik. I was like, Kader, now to live. Like, damn. Like, you know. But it's a beautiful thing, you know, to see
That's
that,
right.
you know, to see, you know, I mean, I'm not taking sole credit of it, but just to see, you know, that my brothers is looking up to me with that number 12. Like, I mean, I can't. And not only that, they didn't have to live in my shadow. There wasn't no shadow for them to be in. They all became men of their own, like with the basketball thing. They all developed their own lane, developed their own greatness, you know, their own lanes. And it's beautiful to see, you know, it's beautiful to see. I mean, who could imagine, you know, like, I never even knew they looked up to me until they started wearing number 12. That's when it all started making sense to hit. You feel me? You grow up all in the same house fighting every day over anything, over the game or whatever. Or, you know, just fighting, just being boys in the house, you feel me? Just wilding out in the crib, you know, so.
Boys in the house
Yeah,
instead of boys in the
house.
hood.
So, you know,
That's right.
Just to see how that all played out, like to see how my uncles passed off number 12 to me, to see how far I took it, to, you know, to see that I passed it off to them, and they doing beautiful things with it. You know, it's a beautiful feeling I love to see. No, it's the next best feeling is being a father. You feel me? Being a dad. So
That's real.
I couldn't be
And
any more
I
prouder.
see you got your little one already here on the court.
Yeah. He's been bugging me lately. You feel me? He's been bugging me lately. So, you know. Sometimes when we in the crib, I mean, we got a hoop in the yard, but it was kind of like dark late at night. So, you know, we was just in here, just in the living room, just showing him a little things, how to spar with the ball in his body, you know. So, yeah, he be on me every day. Daddy, teach me some moves,
Listen,
moves, you know.
that's what you want. You don't want to be pushing the ball in his face because he'll reject it.
I mean, to me, the most beautiful feeling of it all is when he get to see, you know, get to see his brother. I mean, get to see his uncles on TV. You know, when he get to see my brothers on TV doing their thing. I mean, he sits there and he enjoys it, you know. And I just want him
That's
to
inspirational.
be like, you know, this could be you too. You feel me?
Yeah.
This could be you too. That's all I want. So I don't care what you do, even if you don't pick up a ball. You know, you gonna do something. I'm gonna shoot you to the moon and hope you stay on the right path.
For sure. I want to give a big shout out to my nephew. It's actually my grandnephew, Mason Harding. Because when you said your son be bugging you, he bugged the hell out of my brother and his father, which is my nephew, by playing basketball. My brother's always telling me, "Yo, G, we don't gotta push him. Like he's pushing the ball in our face. We had to build him a court." And so I said, you got one. When you got a kid who's thirsty for that, when they could be doing something else, and they could be on a video game.
And the fact that you said that, you hit it right on the money. Like, I ain't want to kind of force him or drag it in, like, or, you know, make him feel like that's something he got to do. Like, I ain't mind him being a little kid, you know, doing the little kid things. You know, I wanted him to come into it on his own. And it's been like the last few months, he's just been on me, like, you know. And the fact that, you know, the NBA is back on now, COVID over with, you know, he get to see, you know, exactly what I'm trying to show him. Like, you know, when I have my little recreational games or whatever, whenever I'm getting it in or just going to the gym to hoop with some friends, I bring him so he can see that too. But, you know, I want him to see it on the big screen too. Like, yo, this ain't it right here. You know, bigger.
There's levels to this.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, we trying to get you here. So, you know, it's a beautiful feeling. I love it. And I'm just trying to, you know, get better every day as a dad, and just trying to, you know, just mold him into the tradition. That's what it is. And my daughter, she love it too, which is surprisingly. She be walking around, ball. So I'm like, she might be the first female Martin. We don't know.
Hey, listen, y'all already built a farm with players, so they just gonna keep coming through the pipeline, man.
Most definitely.
For sure. So let's have some fun real quick. Top tournaments on Staten Island.
Top tournaments?
Top 3.
First and standing, number 1, Mahoney Park. Number 2, PS35, which is trucks. Number 3, I got to say Captain Joe Lehan in Cromwell.
Okay. Got you. Top 5 players Staten Island
I
history.
love it. With all the smoke, I knew this was coming. All right, so I'm gonna be humble because I feel I am, but I'm not gonna include myself. So I'm not gonna include myself.
Damn, man. Go ahead.
I don't want to do that. Just keep me at that asterisk, though. Just know, keeping it
Right.
respectful. But I'm gonna say the top 5 players that I saw with my eyeballs. I gotta say, Sandy's one, and that's it. That's it for me. The rest is the other 4. I'm not putting in order. The other 4, I'm not putting in order.
Facts.
So there's Sandy. There's LB, Lawrence Boyer, who went to McKee as well. He led the city in 2005 in scoring, 32.4. You feel me? He led the whole PSAL. I know he went to Utah and did his thing. He also from the hood as well. He's from New Brighton as well. He lives a couple of blocks up the street from me, Winter Park. So shout out to LB. Third, Hassan Martin, my brother. And that's not being biased.
That's being real. You say he was the best out of that so far.
I'm not being biased. Number 4, Malik Martin. Not being biased. Both my brothers is in there. Hassan and Malik. Number 5, Kyle McAloney.
Who's that? Yeah. I had him on my list of people to interview. Yes.
Yo, I was on the court. Curtis versus Moore. I have an L. I took an L to Kyle McAloney. Listen, dude was averaging like 30 plus every year. But his senior year, it was crazy. It was crazy. I'm not lying to you, OG. This is the closest thing that I've played to a JJ Redick.
Woo!
The closest thing. Coming off screens, full speed, off the wing, tray ball, full speed, coming off curls. You feel me? That was his game. All JJ Redick. That was his shit. And he mastered. Yo, like
we need to get Cal on the show, fam. That's definitely.
I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. Yo, Kev Josie, I love you. This ain't no this or nothing. This was my teammate. Yo, he gave us 55 at Curtis. 55 at Curtis.
Yo, hold on. Let's make some noise. Let's make some noise for that right there.
Listen.
We're going to make some noise for right there. We're going to make some noise for that right there. I'm telling you. Woo!
Listen. When I tell you,
listen. Ain't nothing like sharing the ass whooping.
When I tell you he came down the court, pulled up with the right, got fouled from the 3 ball, got fouled, switched over to the left, and banked it in with the left from 3. And won. We got the whole school there. We got the whole hood. We got the whole school. Everybody in Curtis. Everybody in the jungle. He gave us 55. Then we played them in the playoffs. He gave us 45, but we took him out. Well, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I would say those 5. So Sandy, LB, my 2 brothers, and Kyle McAloney. But also I put LB in there because like LB was like really like something different. Like when he got on the scene, like he was really putting in his work. You know what I mean? And he got like when he got to that level, when he felt his game was at that level of his confidence, like yo, he was real. You couldn't do too much with him. Like he had everything. Like he had the trade ball. He had the 1 dribble pull up, 2 dribble pull up. Like, and not only that, I felt like for my generation, like, cause he got me by like 3-4 years. That was something big for me to see. Like to see him and Kyle, like to do what they did on the Allen and go D1. Like that was like motivation and inspiration in itself. And not only that, like this dude lived up the street from me. So I'm going to like, nobody don't go to, I mean, he gonna watch, but we don't really go to Winter Park. When you in New Brighton, you go to Mahoney's, not Winter Park. But it would be some days Mahoney might be dead. You go up to Winter Park, you know LB up there. go through your thing, get your runs in. But nah, LB was real. And when we got as I started to get to know him, play ball with him more through my man Karan that I mentioned earlier, and Coach E, it was motivation. Like to see him do that, to see him come to the hood with the Georgetown shorts on. Like he was supposed to go to Georgetown, then I think he got hurt. They kind of took it back, but that's how he wound up going to Utah. But word, I never forget that. Like the day LB came to Mahoney Park with the Georgetown shorts, word. But those are my top 5, bro. Those are my top 5. I mean, some people, I think that's a tough 5 to debate. To be honest, I think that's a tough 5 to debate, and I ain't even in there.
Well, we definitely I'm gonna remember those names, and when I interview other Staten Island greats, we definitely gonna hear what they say.
Yeah, most definitely.
No doubt, no doubt. So I know you still work out and keep in shape, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you passing this knowledge down to your kids, which is a good thing. Who do you think should be the next Staten Island great that should be on Basketball Heads?
I get to make that decision.
Everybody who comes on the show gets to nominate someone. So when I'm telling you right now, I don't tell people to do this, but when guys want to start seeing all these interviews, they'll be like, damn, it's a lot of dudes from McClancy. Because they was calling their teammates. It's a lot of guys from Grady. Because they was calling on their teammates. I'm a Lincoln dude. Of course, you're going to see some Lincoln dudes on here. You right? So it all varies. I just tell people, you got Staten Island, all the OGs to the young guys. I'm interested in still learning the history of Staten Island.
All right, so if you want to go with the history,
all sides.
I would love to see my brothers on here, but I don't want to be so biased. So,
fam, trust me. We could do a family day. We could do a family day. We could do individual. I'm not finished with the Martin family. This is not good. This is just the first one.
Okay. All right. So we know we got more Martins coming. Okay. So I'm gonna say somebody outside the Martin. I would have to say outside of the Martins, I think you should get LB or McElhoney. Somebody needs to get Kyle McElhoney.
That's who. Let's get Kyle. Let's work on Kyle.
Somebody needs to get McElhoney.
Yes.
Like he got game. He got game. Like I can't front. Son got game. I mean, he went to Notre Dame, did his thing. I remember when he gave North Carolina 35, like 10 trade balls. Like
yes.
Nah,
I want to hear his story.
K-Mac, get K-Mac on. But
look, and I'm saying this to you, brother. You the oldest of the Martin clan. You hit me up and be good. Yo, G, I forgot somebody. You need to holler at this person. Or somebody saw the video, contacted you, and you make that happen. All right?
I got you. No doubt. No doubt.
No doubt. No doubt. Let's do something real nice for you right now, my brother. Do something nice for you real quick.
Oh, you got the joint done?
Oh, yeah, he done did it already.
Ooh. And that's with the braids?
Yes. The one with the braids right here. And then without.
Ooh. Damn, and I can't even get a copy of that, huh? That's done right then and there.
Yeah, you can. All that do is take care of the posting, the handling, and the packaging. You're good. I'll send it out to you. But we'll talk. Just hit me up. We'll make sure that happens.
Oh. No, I definitely appreciate that love, fam. I appreciate
no
that.
doubt, fam. Give a full view of it.
That 12. I like that joint with the braids, though. I like that with the braids.
For sure, for sure.
I felt like a different killer when I had the braids. When I had the braids, that was a different killer. Right?
Isn't that something, right?
For real.
Yo, brother, I thank you for coming on. I know it's last minute because we were supposed to have Dad on, but Dad hit me up, and I told him I was having you. He said that's perfect.
Oh, okay. Nah, it would have been, no doubt. Thank you. I wish we could have been all on at the same time to do it. That's what I wanted to do. But nah, this was love. You feel me?
We're listen. When next time you back in the city, we'll make it happen.
Most definitely. And also,
For sure.
you can what you call it too. We should try to get Hasi on here because Hasi on rest right now. You feel me? Since he just got injured and things, he on rest. So I'm sure he ain't got nothing to do with his time. I'm sure he wants.
We'll make that. Let's make that happen.
I got you.
For sure, we'll make that happen. Oh, no doubt. And another thing, man. Let people know that Staten Island got ballers out there, fam.
Oh, nah, they know. Yo, you know what's crazy? Yo, you be surprised walking around in California how many Wu-Tang hoodies you see, and I'll be so proud. Y'all be proud out here, yo. It's a lot of Wu-Tang hoodies out here, so I love it, man. But they know, though. They know.
That's right.
I've showcased it, so you know, I repped everywhere I went, held it down for the city, man. But once again, thank you for having me and letting me represent my family, yo. I appreciate it.
No doubt, my G. All right. Salute.
All right, thanks, bro.
All right, peace.
All
right. So what we do, fam, we representing the whole city. Basketball Heads Live. You know, Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island.
Shaolin.
That's right. Basketball Heads Live, the official home for New York City basketball.
All right.
Peace, my guy.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.